Hey guys, Furum here, and today I will not be testing the Lamborghini Murciélago in multiplayer because I did not win the car. Rather, RPM Pulsar has allowed me to use some of his races for this video, so here we go. The rank is 1602, the tuning is 0505, and in Pro Kits 5052. It was nearly impossible to win the championship at a lower rank than that. In all these races, Pulsar is triple boosted, and in this first race, he is facing a BMW M2 Special Edition and an MP48, both of which are triple boosted, and he knocked down that M2SE at the beginning, which was a good move because the M2SE is definitely a better car than this one. You see, at this rank of 1602, the Murciélago can go 284 miles per hour. The M2SE can go 290 at 1529 rank, and this car at Max Pro only goes 287, and it's not especially great in any stat, and it is not any new king of Class B. So it was not exactly worth going for in its championship, especially if you did not have any free B-Class upgrades, because at least a couple upgrades on this car were token only, and nobody wants to pay tokens for a car's upgrades. So I did not go for this car for all those reasons combined. And I see Pulsar is doing quite a lot of stunts in this race. Unfortunately, he gets knocked down by the MP48, but do not fear, not all hope is lost. We do have another lap here. That is one good thing about 2-lap races. If you make a mistake, it makes it easier to be able to catch up. That is if you're in a car that has at least a decent amount of speed. But if you're in a really slow car, 1 lap is best. So here the MP48 wrecks and gets put behind us. Thankfully, the MP48 does not have any better speed than this car does. While it has really good acceleration and stuff, its speed is really bad, so it shouldn't be too hard to hold off. Now, this Murciélago is one of 2 Lamborghinis coming in this update. The other one is the Lamborghini Centenario, which was in Asphalt 9 since the beginning, but it has just now been added to Asphalt 8. I made a preview of the Centenario in Asphalt 8. It's uploaded to the official Asphalt YouTube channel if you would like to go and check that out. The other Lamborghini that is being added this update is the Lamborghini Centenario, which loses to the McLaren X2 but beats the Apollo IE, so it is the second best car in the game. However, there are some problems. It cost $18,000 to buy if you had that many tokens. If not, you would play its R&D, and then it had token upgrades worth another $13,000 or whatever. Unfortunately, the R&D doesn't actually give any free upgrades. So, if you don't have any free S upgrades, I do not know what to tell you. So in this race, we've come in first, beating that MP48, who beat that Renault Alpine Celebration, who somehow beat the M2 Special Edition. That is very unusual. So in this race, we are facing a Vulcan, an R8 SE, and an SLK SE. That's a lot of overpowered cars against this Murciélago, which does start up faster than the SLK, which I guess is a good thing, but then every car in the game does, so who knows. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the future of Asphalt 8. Gameloft said that they want to try to keep this game going, probably at least until the end of 2019 or something like that. Unfortunately, with this Centenario thing being so ridiculously expensive, giving no free upgrades, costing $13,000 in token upgrades, and it's not even the king of the game, I don't exactly see how they're planning to keep the game alive. People are going to run out of free upgrades at some point since they're not giving any more in masteries and stuff like that, and who knows if they'll give more in R&Ds after seeing what's happened here. So people are eventually just not going to be able to get the cars anymore, and when that happens, the game's going to kind of die. So unless Gameloft makes it so that people can actually win these cars, people are really going to stop playing the game. And the reason I bring this up now, and I've never brought it up before with expensive stuff, is because this is just crazy and the most expensive thing they have ever done. And it's gotten to the point where literally I would not be able to win the Centenario. Just like I'm not able to win this car. Now, I did get the Centenario for free for doing the preview, so you will still be seeing a video about that car, thankfully. Probably a couple as I test it at different ranks, but still, I hope the other cars in this update don't have such token upgrades, and they may have free upgrades in their R&D, because I know there are 3 R&Ds in this update. I just hope they're not quite as difficult to complete as this Centenario one is. Compare that to the event going on right now in Asphalt 9. For the best car in the game, the Bugatti Chiron, they're giving away more than enough blueprints to get the car, as well as 5,500 tokens in the event and millions of credits. Is it just me, or does it seem like they're trying really hard to get people to switch from Asphalt 8 to Asphalt 9? So in this race, we lost to the R8 e-tron Special Edition, but we did beat the Vulcan as well as the SLK SE. Not bad. Now for a race on Alps against an Apollo IE, an R8 SE, a Mercedes-Benz Biome, and an MP48. Unfortunately, the R8 SE and a bunch of other cars knock us down at the beginning because this car's acceleration, like everything else about it, is not all that great. Actually, I take that back. Its looks are pretty good. And some way, somehow, we are not last, less than 20 seconds into the race after getting knocked down. Or knocked down, as people like pointing out in the comments. So the cars ahead of us right now are the R8 SE, which is way in first, the Apollo IE, which is in second, and the Biome, which was in third, but we just knocked him down, and now we are in third instead. And excuse me for saying we, I know it's not me driving, but it's just very confusing to always say him, because then you might think I'm talking about somebody else in the race when I'm actually talking about Pulsar who's driving the car, so I just say we, so you know that I'm not just saying me, but never mind. After a final jump, we crossed. No, we don't, actually. That is a weird respawn right there. Thankfully, nobody behind us caught up, and we're able to cross the finish line in third, which is probably the position you're going to get a lot of the time if you play in this car, and especially if you don't risk points. And I believe Pulsar was risking points in these races, because we did get that Vulcan in that previous race that was at 1498 rank. He was unboosted, and he was still hard to beat. Now for another race on Alps Reverse, which is against, incidentally, another Vulcan, as well as a Carrera GT and a BMW M2 Special Edition. And a lot of people just got wrecked. Subscribe to PewDiePie. So our main competition in this race is the Porsche Carrera GT, which is the car coming up behind us right now. Now he is a lot faster than us, probably by about 20 miles per hour, so even if this was a one-lap race, we would still probably not be able to beat him, because he's already passing us right now. Pulsar is actually playing on an iPhone X, I believe, which was the first device to get 60 FPS in Asphalt 8. Thankfully, Windows now has it too, so in my upcoming Asphalt 8 videos, you should be seeing 60 FPS. I guess my first Asphalt 8 video that had 60 FPS in it was the Centenario preview. So I've been thinking a bit, what would it take to revive Asphalt 8 if Gameloft really wants to keep the game running as long as they say they do? What should they do to keep it going? Well, here are some things that I thought of. They should, number one, stop doing token upgrades, bring back the free upgrades in the R&D, make some new sort of event or something so we don't get bored with R&Ds and stuff. And maybe just do something big to build up a lot of hype and then deliver on that to get a lot of people maybe back playing the game. Because the core mechanics of the game are great. It's the extra stuff that some people have problems with. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think would be the best thing to revive Asphalt 8? So we've come in second in this race, losing to that Carrera GT, but beating the M2 Special Edition and the Vulcan. Now for our final race in the video, in which we see where the Murciélago does best, against noob cars that are not boosted. And with that, it's time for my general review about this car. It is really not worth it, given the token upgrades and the championship that does not give any free upgrades, and not being even a king, and not being good in multiplayer, not being especially great in any way. Yeah, it's just not worth it, and if you did not pick it up, that is perfectly fine. You're not really missing anything, and if you did pick it up, well, good for you. You now have a very nice looking car in your garage. So guys, I will still be trying to do one Asphalt 8 video per week. I will not quit the game until I get at least 200 cars. I currently have 196, and some people have thought that I meant that I will quit once I get 200 cars. I don't necessarily mean that. I just won't quit until I get at least that amount. Because if it gets to the point where I can't win any new cars due to token upgrades or stuff like that, well, there's nothing I can really do. I mean, I'd probably still play the game to do some multiplayer and stuff occasionally, but not getting all of the new cars and stuff, if it comes to the point where I literally can't. Because I want to continue seeing just how far I can go without spending any money on the game. With the first couple of events in this update, it almost seems like I've reached my limit, but hopefully the next ones are a bit easier. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 8 and 9 content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!